Hey folks! Youth from the new Mentality Halton, a mental health advocacy group supported by the Children's Mental Health Ontario and Reach Out Centre for Kids, would like to present a PSA on the prevalent issues of youth mental health and how we can support youth mental health. To start, how do we define mental health? I define mental health as a state when we are actively seeking support and engaging in activities that foster greater benefits to our emotional, psychological, and social needs. Similarly to how we view stable mental health as something vital, we also need to view mental health in this way. Without having the underlying habits and skills to maintain stable mental health, we will soon see its negative impact in all areas of our lives, eventually impacting our physical health as well. It can be hard to seek the right support for our mental health due to a variety of reasons, particularly from the stigma in society. However, by actively raising awareness and providing adequate intervention throughout our environments, we can better improve those gray areas surrounding mental health, leading to greater outcomes. Mental health matters yesterday, today, tomorrow, and every day onwards.
Mental health describes our psychological well-being and how it affects other facets of our lives, including our ability to cope with life challenges and change.
Mental health is a state of psychological and emotional well-being that determines our outlook on life, as well as the ways in which we handle stresses or challenges that we may come across.
Mental health is a state of emotional and psychological well-being where an individual experiences positive self-acceptance, self-worth, and contentment with their identity while maintaining their self-actualization and embracing life's challenges.
Warning signs. Mental health looks different for each person, so it's important to recognize common warning signs and symptoms of mental health difficulties in order to support people in our lives. But first off, what are signs and symptoms? Signs refer to what another person sees, such as noticing someone is withdrawing from social situations, whereas symptoms speak to self-reported experiences from the person you are concerned about, like if a person mentions they are feeling tired or gloomy. Other signs and symptoms include the following.
Warning signs that somebody is having mental health distress includes persistent sadness that lasts 2 weeks or more, withdrawing from or avoiding social interactions, talking about self-harm or actually hurting oneself, talking about death or suicide, outbursts or extreme irritability, out-of-control behavior that can be harmful, drastic changes in mood, behavior, or personality, changes in eating habits, loss of weight, difficulty sleeping, frequent headaches or stomach aches, difficulty concentrating, changes in academic performance, and avoiding or missing school.
Being aware of these warning signs can help you know when someone might be in need of support, and hopefully this video can help you learn more about how to support them. What can we do to support youth mental health? What are some resources? Well, according to our youth, here are 3 main ways to help support others with their mental health.
Destigmatize and create safe spaces to speak openly and regularly about mental health. For example, listening to and validating everyone's experiences free of judgment, as well as being honest about our own experiences.
Try to be more empathetic to each individual's situation. Empathy is not the same as pity, but rather it involves making the effort to put yourself in the other person's shoes, to have better compassion and understanding for their situation. Some ways to show empathy can include validating the other person's experiences, which involves not minimizing a person's experiences by saying something such as, "It's not that big of a deal," but instead allowing them to express their feelings about the situation. You can also paraphrase to show you're actively listening to them. For example, saying, "It sounds like you were disappointed by that." As well, using self-disclosure of your personal experiences, not to one-up or compete with their experiences, but instead give a sense of ease that you can also relate, fostering a sense of shared humanity and that they are not alone in their situation. Allowing youth to feel safe by providing necessary support that depends on the needs and choices of the youth and the diagnosis plus severity of the problem. Although providing support for people in our own lives is important, it should also be a community goal to have resources accessible for youth seeking professional support.
According to data from 2022, over 5 million Canadians aged 15 and older met the diagnostic criteria for a mood, anxiety, or substance use disorder within the last year. The prevalence of mood and anxiety disorders in Canada increased from from 2012 to 2022, such as for anxiety disorders and depression. Worldwide, around 14% of individuals aged 10 to 19 experience mental health struggles, contributing to 13% of the overall health challenges faced by this demographic, and suicide stands as the fourth most prevalent cause of mortality amongst those aged 15 to 29. Overlooking mental health concerns during adolescence has far-reaching implications, affecting both physical and mental well-being in adulthood, and constrains the potential for leading satisfying lives as grown-ups. These statistics speak to the prominence of mental health struggles amongst youth worldwide, and why it is so important we must work to support this issue.
We hope you found our PSA insightful and learned some facts that you can apply to your own life to better support your loved ones with their mental health. Once again, if you or a loved one is having thoughts of self-harm or need someone to talk to, please reach out through any one of our resources, including the ROC 24-hour crisis line. Thank you.
We have compiled a list of mental health resources available for children and youth throughout Ontario, Halton Region, and Canada. Distress Center Halton is facilitated by trained volunteers providing emotional support and encouragement, suicide prevention and assessments, and community resources and referral information. Kids Help Phone is a 24/7 mental health service offering free and confidential support to young people under 24 in both English and French. Coast provides 24/7 support to those who are age 16 and over experiencing a mental health crisis with both outreach and support. When calling, you will be answered by a trained mental health crisis worker. The Black Youth Helpline responds to the need for Black youth-specific services, promoting access to professional, culturally appropriate support for youth, families, and schools. The Hope for Wellness Helpline is available to all Indigenous people 12 and up across Canada. Experienced counselors are available 24/7 by telephone and online chat. Provide support with issues or difficulties, both big and small, when experiencing distress, and assist with finding other wellness supports. The LGBT Youth Line provides confidential, non-judgmental, peer support through both texting and chat services. Their hours are 4 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. through Sunday to Friday.
For multilingual support, call the Multilingual Distress Line at 1-877-298-5444. Or for teletypewriter communication, text 905-278-4890. This helpline offers assistance in English, Cantonese, Mandarin, Portuguese, Spanish, Hindi, Punjabi, and Urdu. For Muslims seeking support, call or text the Nazia helpline at 1-866-627-3342. For neuro-inclusive support, call the ROC 24-hour crisis line at 905-878-9785. For Indigenous women's support and resources, the Talk for Healing line is available for all ages at 1-855-554-4325. For trans support, call the Trans Peer Support line at 1-877-565-8860.